Hey guys, here to do a review for Kubo and the Two Strings. Again, no intro, still working on that. Sorry for no video in a while, but yeah, super late review. But let's get into the movie, shall we? Alright, so first off, I'm going to give a little bit of a PSA. And, if you don't really care about all of this, then you can just skip ahead and I'll try to put a timestamp down if you don't care any about this beginning stuff. But here's the deal. Over and over and over, looking online, I hear people complain all the time about Hollywood not putting out original content. And, all these remakes and reboots and things like that are coming out. And I hear so many complaints about it. And you get a movie like Kubo and the Two Strings coming out, and people don't go see it. I have a problem with this. And we'll get to it later, but without going into too much detail about the movie, it's really good. And this movie did not make what it should have made opening weekend. So I'm going to leave it at that. Alright, so if you're not familiar with the studio behind Kubo, the name of the studio is Leica. And they've done 4 movies? Yeah, I think so. Their first film was Coraline, which was really good. And then Paranorman, Box Trolls, and now they've done Kubo. And they're all stop motion animated films. And look, they have, like, Box Trolls was incredible. I highly recommend, if you guys have not gone back and seen Box Trolls, it's actually on Netflix currently, so if you catch it as soon as possible, you should be able to see it on there if you have a Netflix subscription. But their stop motion with every movie that has come out has gotten better and better. And Kubo was really cool because they actually mixed CGI with the stop motion, and I think they mainly just used the CGI for the landscapes and surroundings. And there's a bunch of really cool behind the scenes stuff you can find on Kubo on YouTube. So I would highly recommend looking that up if you're into that. But the movie itself is really, really fun. From the moment it starts, it definitely gives you the sense of what this movie is going to be like. I mean, it is not your typical Pixar, DreamWorks family animated film. It's Leica very much does animated movies for adults. Not that it's like Sausage Party, that's not what I mean, but they're darker and they don't mind going to certain places with their storytelling. And it was such a breath of fresh air to have something 100% just original. I freaking loved this movie. I mean, just the whole time that I was sitting there watching it, it just came to life. And I can't recommend this movie more. I will say this, and this is one of the few times that you will ever hear this coming out of my mouth. I'm usually not a big proponent of 3D, but this movie I went and saw in 3D because a lot of the stuff that I was seeing online says you absolutely have to see it in 3D to really get what Leica was able to accomplish with this film. And look, I know that there might be a lot of you out there that for medical reasons or your eyes, because some people just can't see 3D. And so if you're one of those people, it really is one of those things where I feel sorry for you, because this really is a good movie. If there's any chance that you can see the 3D, go see that version of this film. However, if you're just anti 3D but you want to see the film, I don't think it will ruin the movie seeing it in 2D. But since I haven't seen it in 2D, I can't tell you how much of a difference that will be. But I definitely recommend you going seeing it in 3D if you can. This movie was absolutely breathtaking. The cast was absolutely wonderful. One of the biggest worry that I had going in with the movie was with Michael McConaughey, or Matthew. Why did I say Michael? Sorry. Matthew McConaughey doing the voices of Beetle. Because I love Matthew McConaughey, but he's got McConaughey-isms, and I was worried that I would see more of the actor than I did the character. but it does not happen at all. I mean, you definitely know that it's him, but he does some things with his voice, and his voice really works with this character, which I was really surprised of, especially considering the other surrounding characters in the film. But the last thing I'll say about the film before rating it is this, and I highly recommend, if you go see it, when the movie gets over, stay through the credits, because they did a cover or new version of While My Guitar Gently Weeps with Regina Spektor doing the singing. And I think you can actually find the music video and a bunch of different stuff on that on YouTube as well. But it's an absolutely beautiful rendition of the song, and they actually, towards the end of the credits, they do like this little scene of all of them like putting the stop animation together, which is really cool. And I liked how they implemented that. So if you're into that kind of thing, I would recommend actually staying through the credits because it's really cool. So rating, this movie is by far a 10 out of 10. You know, it's not because it's perfect. Like, I'm another one of those people. When I give a movie a 10 out of 10, that's not me saying it's perfect. You know, if we're going on perfection wise, this movie's probably more like 7.5. But this movie is just breathtaking with every note of it and everything they do. The characters are so well thought out, and there's little things that they do with this film that make it so great, you know, which I feel like puts it above other animated films that have been coming out recently. And I'm not going to name names, but you know, I wish Laika would get just as good of a reputation as Pixar has, because in their own respect, they're just as good. You know, stop animation is its own beast within itself, and I really wish everybody over at Laika, you know, the best, because I can't wait to see what they do for their next film. So, if you've gone and seen Kubo, let me know what you thought of it down in the comments below. Let me know if you're planning on going and seeing it, and you know, what you hope to get out of the movie. Have you seen any of Laika's past work? Because they're really, really good. And, you know, if you enjoyed this video and you're curious about other content on here, subscribe so that you can constantly see, you know, the stuff come up in your subscription box. And please like the video and, you know, hey, share it around if you want. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram. Peace out, guys.